I've been putting on my fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't wanna be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest but I'm not. I just wanna go my own way, gonna let the past burn down. Cause honestly, don't wanna be stuck in boring conversations with you. I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Don't feel bad if your bathroom is a mess. A lot of times when we're living in the chaos and in the clutter, we don't really realize how dysfunctional it becomes. But once we just take a minute to step back and breathe, then we realize that something needs to get done. I finally took the time to go through our entire bathroom and reorganize it. So in today's video, I am going to be going through all of our cabinets and drawers, and with the help of Cricut, I am making some customized labels. That way everything looks nice and clean, and I have this vision of what I want it to look like. So thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video, and let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 2 girls, Sailor, who is 3, almost 4, and Savannah, who just turned 2. We have been in this house for a little over 6 years, and I have never been good at organizing and getting everything together. I definitely like to have clean spaces, but not everything is always efficient and organized. So over the last year, I kind of just made the decision to organize one space at a time. So my channel is mainly cleaning and a lot of mindset motivation. And the reason being is because I think that you really have to be in a good space in order to take action and do a lot of these tasks. But I hope just by watching this video that you do get motivation and inspiration to reorganize and tackle a project that you have been putting off.
Occasionally, I need to breathe. Stop me for a second, I got needs. Occasionally, I set them free. Don't hold me back now, I'm in the lead. This part, so cold life. This part, so cold life. What a time to be alive. Lately, I've been dancing on my own so bravely. Steady steps on the ground. Hate me, but I ain't never coming down. Never coming down.
So I have my trash bag ready, and I'm just vacuuming up a little bit because I'm going to be sitting on the floor and kind of going through everything on the floor. I did get some products beforehand. So typically when I start an organizing project, and just keep in mind that I'm not an expert, I'm just redoing a lot of different spaces. I watch videos for inspiration, and I had kind of mapped out and planned some of the containers and stuff that I wanted to use within the project. So I ended up going to Amazon and HomeGoods. So I typically don't shop at HomeGoods for like containers and stuff, but I did go there one day and then ended up finding a lot of discounted products. So those are the 2 places that I bought organizing stuff for. So when I first get started, I like to plan out what I want in each cabinet and drawers. Now, going through all of this, I have no idea what I have in here. Like I said, all of this stuff has been accumulating for over 6 years, and I'm starting with my side of the bathroom. So this is my side, and then the other side, which is like a couple drawers, is Chris, my husband's side. So my goal for each drawer and cabinet is to basically take everything out and get rid of anything that I pretty much have not used in a really long time. My goal for this specific cabinet is to make it a bath cabinet. So anything that is like bath or lotion is what I plan to put in there. I also have categories planned out for some of my other cabinets and drawers, and right now everything is just a vision in my head. I have no idea how it's going to turn out or look, but my main goal is just to make it functional. So not worry too much about the aesthetics of it, although that is important because you want it to look pretty, but my number one goal is always function. So I'm a big fan of turntables, so I ended up getting a pack of 2 of these. I think they're 14 or 11 inch round turntables. I think that turntables are really, really functional in like lower cabinet spaces, especially when you have a lot of smaller products. Like I have like a lot of different lotions and soaps. In each of the cabinets, one on each side, there's an upper shelf. So my idea here was to put in, instead of trying to stack things on that upper shelf because it's hard to reach, is to just put my soaps and my lotions and anything that stands upright, put it on that turntable. So when I go in, instead of like trying to grab everything from the back, I can easily just spin it. This container I wanted to point out that I got from Target. So Target has all of these little like super cheap containers. I think they range from like $1 to up to like $9. And because both of our girls take a bath in our bathroom, I just wanted to keep all of their stuff together in that one container. And I used to just keep it on our countertop, which just kind of like hung loosely on our countertop. But now that I've created the space, I can put it underneath and just pull it out when they take a bath. So if we just met, you're about to get to know me real quick because I am pulling out all of my feminine products, all the stuff that I had when I was postpartum. I still have all of this stuff underneath here, so I am going to go through it, and I have no idea what's in here, so we're just about to find out. So my lazy way of organizing is just to get a big bin and then throw everything in it so it looks contained. So I've had that pink bin forever, and I would just basically throw everything in there that I didn't use for a long time, and that was my previous way of organizing. So I am so glad that we're about to change that. This is where I plan to put in my little stacking shelves. So I have seen a lot of people use shoe boxes, or the shoebox containers, the clear ones that you can get on Amazon. I looked at those and I really wasn't sure. So I ended up getting the M Design ones only because the dimensions are what I wanted. And I will just say one thing, I'm not really that crazy about them. I don't hate them, but I would probably try the clear shoebox method first because they were expensive. Like that for 4 of those was like almost $50, which is pretty pricey for little containers. And one of them came a little bit cracked, and the drawers are a little bit difficult to pull in and out. But the reason why I didn't return it, one was because I just wanted to get this project done. I didn't want to have to hassle with it. But also, number 2 is I liked the size. So the size of it and the dimensions and everything was what I was looking for, which is why I purchased it in the first place. I did not have a full idea of what I wanted to put in these drawers. I just knew I needed one for like travel, the little travel size soaps and stuff like that, and then I knew that I would just figure something out. Since I didn't know what was in my drawers, it was hard for me to plan what I was going to put in those.
Had time that we wasted. We were young and so dumb.
So the purpose behind this container was to fit all of like feminine products and tampons and stuff. So I see a lot of people just put their feminine products just in those little pull-out drawers. But something that I do is I like to keep it by the toilet. Sorry if this is TMI, but I like to just keep my feminine products by the toilet because it's easier just to grab them. Like I'll put them behind the toilet hidden a little bit. So I didn't really want to put them in a pull-out drawer. I thought if I just had like this prettier container, then I can just put the container in the restroom during that time and then move it back when I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I wanna do it all again.
So in the meantime, I am decluttering a lot of stuff. I know when I did my kitchen declutter, so many people were like, I didn't declutter enough. So I actually am doing a lot of decluttering. I am not a minimalist. So I know that a lot of people who watch decluttering also like it to be very minimal as well. I am just organizing what I have. I'm decluttering. I declutter like almost 3 trash bags, but just keep in mind that it's not a minimalist video. I'm not advertising minimalism. I'm just advertising functional. So whatever works for you, whatever is more functional for you, whether that's less items or more items based on what you use and your preference and your space, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I wanna do it all again.
I got another larger container that holds more feminine products. I'm going through and like seeing, they give you these like huge postpartum pads like right after you have a baby, and I still have several of those, and I'm like, well, I really don't need those anymore. So I am going through and throwing away a lot of the feminine products that I don't use, and then trying to organize the ones that I may need. My next cabinet is basically all of my hair products. So this one I wanted to keep as hair products, but I don't use half of these products anymore. Going to go through and see what I have, and then anything that is still good but just not using, I'm going to put in a trash bag and put that in a donate pile. I have had professional organizers comment on some of my videos and just remind me that the right way to organize, or probably a more effective way, is to take everything out, go through it, declutter it first before you buy the product. That way you're not overbuying products or underbuying products or getting the wrong sizes. Is because when I start a project, I kind of just want to get as much done possibly in that one moment when I'm like in the zone. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. As I can. I don't want to like be interrupted or anything and have to go buy products or order products online and then come back to it a few days later, which I can totally do that, but I just don't prefer to do that. And a lot of us don't have time, like, you know, if you watch The Home Edit on Netflix, to leave the disaster and then go to the store for a couple hours and come back. A lot of us don't have time to do that. So I just kind of, what I like to do is map out and plan everything. So like I already had an idea of categories that I wanted in each cabinet. And then another thing is that I'm reorganizing my whole house. So whatever, if I do overbuy a product, then I just use it in another area. So like, for example, my pantry, I had other containers that I just ended up using in my refrigerator or somewhere else. So for me, it didn't bother me that bad in case I overbought. And then if there is 1 or 2 things that I still need, then I could get that later. So that's just my whole thought process behind it.
To be daring, baby, dance the night away.
This is the second turntable that I got in that pack of 2, and this one is going to be all hair care. So since my other cabinet was more of body washes and lotions, this one is more hair care, hairsprays, and some face masks. And you guys are gonna laugh so hard. Do you remember the Bump It? Is this a Bump It? I don't remember. It basically creates a bun in your hair. I got that so many years ago. I don't know why I kept it, but yep, I still have that.
You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby. dancing night away, I'll kick my shoes off if I want.
This bottom container is a longer container that I'm just putting hair tools, so like curling, different size curling irons, straightener. I have a little wave machine too. I got rid of a lot of them, and those are the ones that I ended up keeping.
Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can't do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no gloves.
So now this is Chris's side of the bathroom. He just has one cabinet and 2 drawers, and basically this cabinet is for all of my cleaning stuff.
You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
My thoughts on this cabinet was to just keep it simple and just get one bigger container that would hold all of the extra cleaning stuff.
Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide.
I had to stop real quick and empty out all the trash and donate pile just to clean up the area a little bit so I had some more space.
You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be
Leave me a comment below and let me know if your bathroom is already organized or if you plan to organize it in the near future, or if this video is getting you motivated to get it done.
to your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare.
Now I'm moving on to the drawers, and like, who can find anything in this drawer? So typically the only thing I ever pull out of here is deodorant and toothpaste and occasional razors. So other than that, I have no idea what's in here, and I don't know why I have accumulated so much stuff in here. So you know, whenever you have, let's just say, toothpaste and there's like a little bit left, but you go out and buy a new toothpaste and then you start using that one before you use the other one that's up. I don't know why I do that. Does anyone else do that, or am I the only one?
All this time, I've been feeling hopeless till you came around, came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs, chasing highs. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love, what is love? I don't know, no one ever showed me. I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart, maybe I can start to love again and tell.
After I took everything out of the first drawer, I knew that I wanted to like mix some stuff up. I wanted to see what was in the second drawer before I put everything back. So the next thing I'm doing is opening up my second drawer and taking everything out, seeing what I have before I figure out how to organize the two. So all that stuff in the corner was actually a face serum. I'm not sure if you heard of the Dime face serum. It kind of leaked out and then hardened. So that's what I'm trying to get up off of that drawer. I will admit that I started this project at about 7 o'clock at night, thinking that it would only take me an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and I think that it's almost 9:30 now, but I am determined to finish it tonight. These are little containers that I got from HomeGoods, and they came in a set of 2. They were $12.99 from there. I saw them on Amazon or somewhere else, and they were around $15. So definitely check out your HomeGoods or TJ Maxx or anything like that if you have some time. The longer containers are actually containers that I got at Target, but I originally wanted to put my makeup in there, and whenever I tried to reorganize my whole makeup drawer, the containers were too long. So that's why I am just reusing them in here, and they actually fit perfectly. The only thing that I ever use this drawer for is like ponytails and bobby pins, hair stuff, and some of the stuff for the girls, like the nose sucker outer when they're sick. So those are the only things that I'm keeping and putting in this drawer. That little device up there at the top that I just moved, that's actually a body fat percentage. So I keep it in the bathroom because it detects your body fat, kind of like if you're measuring your scale weight and body fat percentage.
One day it's over, baby. Someday we'll find a way out.
Now heading back to the first drawer, I mentioned that the only thing I ever used in there was like toothpaste, deodorant, razors, and then those little wipes are actually makeup remover wipes, and then occasional Q-tips. So I figured that I would just get rid of everything that was in that cabinet and only put in the items that I'm actually using.
I'll sing you any song you wanna hear. 'Cause you turn ashes into a place to start. 'Cause you bring
Now that I have my main items back in the drawers and cabinets, I'm just going through any additional random things that I think that I will either use. I'm just categorizing them to the areas that I already organized, or if there's anything that I don't think I'll ever use, then I'm just putting that in the trash.
will stay here. Maybe turn joy to sorrow. Maybe you leave me here. Whatever
I
happens.
just wanted to point out that organizing in these projects, they can be so daunting. They're not like cleaning, because cleaning we kind of already are in the groove and know what to do, but organizing takes thought. It takes a little bit of planning. You kind of have to figure out what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep, and then not only that is how is it going to be functional, what types of products do you need. It just requires a lot more effort. And I have to admit that I've put off a lot of these projects because of all of that. But the easiest way when I get started is, opposed to like thinking about what I use and categorizing first, I look at the space and say, what will fit in this space and what am I going to use that would go in this space? And then I would think about, is a container even useful? Do I need a container, or could something else work? Then that's when I go through and think about categorizing. Then I start to categorize everything. And then when I actually start the project, I focus on one small area at a time, like just one cabinet or just one drawer at a time, and then slowly work my way throughout the room. But as far as product goes, I kind of also think about, will it be seen or will it not be seen? Do I want it to be more aesthetically looking or not? So, for example, this turntable was a little bit more expensive, but it is a lot more aesthetic and pretty, and this is where I am putting all of my face and skincare. I purposely want to keep it on my counter because this reminds me to do my daily skincare routine. So always think about it, what would be most functional, and then you can go from there. So I am a strong believer that I do not think that there is a one size fits all for any situation. So I'm always encouraging you to do what works best for you.
I wanna tell you.
Now I am off to Chris's side of the drawer. I basically take everything out and then I call him in and say, you have to go through all this stuff. Remember that we're trying to declutter, so you need to be getting rid of the stuff that you don't use.
I wanna take you for a ride. Wanna be with you. Do you want me to? Wanna be with you. You're the one that I want. You're the one that I need. You're the one that I want. We can make it tonight. You're the one that I want. You're the
While he is working on going through his stuff, then I'm just going to vacuum up all of this hair. Probably came from the razors or the electric razors that he uses, but it's all over the cabinet, so I'm going to clean this out before I work on organizing it.
Yeah, you are the one who's making me breathe. I hope that you can stay here. Yeah, you can stay the night. I hope that you can stay with me. Wanna be with you, do you?
These containers came in a set from Amazon and they were super reasonably priced. If I have links, then I'll link everything down below in the description, and then that way you guys can check it out. I did not measure anything, so basically this one came with, I think there's 4 different sizes, so I'm just kind of playing around with it and seeing how it'll best fit in this drawer. If you're new here, I wanted to quickly mention that in the next 2 weeks, I will be launching my YouTube mentor course and program. And it's basically for anyone who, likes watching YouTube videos and really wants to pursue or start your own YouTube channel. I started off as just a viewer, and now I am so passionate about it, which is why I am really, really hoping to coach and help other people. But be sure to check out my link below to join my waitlist, and that will just give me the opportunity to provide you with more information once it launches. So now I have both of his drawers done, and I have about 3 bags of trash and donations. My next step is to use my brand new Cricut Joy to make easy labels. So this is actually my first time ever using a Cricut machine, and I was a little intimidated at first, thinking that it would be really hard to use, but it was in fact the complete opposite. It took me probably less than 10 minutes just to set it up and create an account. It literally gives you step-by-step instructions on what to click, so it was super easy. The Cricut Joy is actually their smallest model, and my plan is to use it to create labels. So what I did was I went in and wrote down all of the labels that I needed to create. Everything is customizable down to the size and the font and the color paper that you use. And this specific model has the Cricut Smart materials, so it's different from vinyl and paper, and you don't have to use a cutting mat, so you can just keep it as simple as possible. I'm using the desktop app because I like just using my computer to get a bigger picture, but they do have a mobile app, so you can directly cut these straight from your phone. Since this is my first time using the Cricut Joy, then I'm just starting off by creating one label, and then I'm going to put it on one of my organizing bins and then come back and make all of the rest. I kind of regret not getting this a long time ago whenever I first started a lot of my organizing projects, even when I used to have to label like my kids' cups and their bottles and stuff. This would have came in handy. But it does have the ability to make all different kinds of things, like cards, like birthday cards and thank you cards, which is on my agenda for next time I use it. All different types of labels, which is what I'm making now, and also different types of vinyls. So if you want to put like a logo on a t-shirt or even make a decal for your car. My next project is to basically relabel everything in our pantry. I had bought these white labels, and the problem is they come pre-designed, so you don't have the opportunity to customize it and kind of write what you want to write on there. So I do plan on going back to the pantry and creating my own customized labels, and also all throughout the kitchen cabinet. So some of the kitchen cabinets I have all of like our medicines in special bins, and none of those have labels. So after I was able to cut out the very first label and stuck it onto my bin, which took less than 15 minutes to do all of that, then I go back and I'm going to create the rest of the labels. I have about 9 different labels that I want to use, and I think the hardest part of all of this was actually deciding the name that I wanted to use on the label. But if I ever change one of the bins or containers, then I could always take it off if needed and then relabel it. But I'm so excited to have finally joined the Cricut family. As I mentioned before, I'm in the process of reorganizing so many different spaces in my house, and this is just going to help me along that process. If you are already a part of the Cricut family, then leave me a comment below and let me know some really cool things that you have made before, or give me some new ideas on what I can make. And if you have not yet joined the Cricut family, then I have a link down below that you can use to finally get your hands on one of these. And trust me, you won't regret it. Don't wait as long as I did. So thank you so much, Cricut, for helping me on my organizing journey and sponsoring this video.
You feel so far away, though you're close. Where's your mind at? I wanna know. A penny for your thoughts. I wanna know what's inside that heart of yours. Ooh, I feel paper thin. Ooh.
Once I finished up labeling everything, and before I give you all of the before and after pictures, I wanted to mention that I had already organized our linen or bathroom closet, and one of the ways that I organized that was I got a couple of bins from Target. But one of the main things that changed that space is the way that I folded my towels. So basically, you get your towel, you fold it from the corner down, you fold it in half, flip it over, and then roll it. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but once you do it a few times, it ends up becoming really easy. The purpose of kind of tucking it in the side like that is because it holds the rolled towel in place so that it doesn't unroll. A friend had sent me this TikTok video on it, and I was like, I will never keep up with that way of folding towels. It looks like it takes so much time, but in all honesty, it makes it look a lot nicer in the cabinet, and it's really not that difficult. But I did just want to give you that quick tip. So stick around for the next couple of minutes because I'm going to show you all the before and after transformations.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You came right out of the blue. I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you. You save me too. Yeah, I need it. Don't you need me too? 'Cause I need you. Yeah, so call me anytime that you need a favor. Call me anytime I can come and sit in you. Oh, oh. Call me anytime that you need a friend. And call me anytime when you're at a tight end. I got you, and you got me too. We can always make it through. What we do is what we do. I can take you anywhere, somewhere. We won't be scared. You will see me flying high. I'm staring into your blue eyes.
Thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not already subscribed, then make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss another video.